Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. China's solar panel makers are adding some plays to their strategy and dealing with their overcapacity in new ways. With soft demand and excess supply, panel manufacturers are now making energy on their own solar farms. Last July, Beijing announced a plan to quadruple solar generating capacity to 35 gigawatts by 2015. With a budget estimated at $50 billion, manufacturers of solar panels are taking advantage of the new round of subsidies to diversify directly into power generation. The solar panel sector has been hurting by trade and price wars that has led to a buildup of inventories and some high-profile bankruptcies. By investing in solar farms, panel makers hope to eat up some of that excess supply and make a turn towards profitability. As Reuters reports, for manufacturers, generating projects means a predictable source of demand for their panels. Manufacturers are still mostly losing money, although panel shipment has improved this year on orders from China, Japan, and the United States. While manufacturers in China have survived from generous state subsidies, solar plant development tends to be a more lucrative business. Reuters says power generation projects produce an annual gross return of around 10%, depending on the proportion of debt financing and project location. After the 2008 global financial crisis, prices for solar panels took a dive, and many Chinese wafer, cell, or module makers transitioned into solar power generation projects at home or abroad to offset manufacturing losses. Overseas rivals such as SunPower and First Solar have also diversified into the higher margin business as solar panel prices remain weak. China's panel makers are among the world's biggest producers and are once again optimistic about their future. For example, JA Solar in August said it plans to develop 300 megawatts of generating projects in Hebei province, which surrounds Beijing. Its CEO, Baofang, says the project is a major step in increasing the role project development will play in the company's overall revenue mix. Other companies taking advantage of the government's plan to expand solar power generation are manufacturers like Shunfeng and Yingli Green. Shunfeng is just a small Chinese solar cell maker listed in Hong Kong, but it said it will enter agreements to develop over 1,000 megawatts of solar power projects and have 600 megawatts in operation or under construction by the end of 2013. Shunfeng also hopes to ramp up its production by acquiring the main unit of bankrupt Chinese panel maker Suntech Power for nearly $500 million. In March of this year, Wuxi Suntech filed for bankruptcy after defaulting on a $554 million convertible bond. The deal could increase Shunfeng's solar cell capacity by 5 times to over 2,000 megawatts. State-run media has said that the country's top 10 solar makers have around $16 billion in debt, with an asset-to-debt ratio above 70% on average. But if bottlenecks like poor infrastructure can be alleviated, manufacturers might be able to turn their capacity into real power. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network, China's first and only privately owned broadcast media. All of our stories can be seen on our website, BONTV/biz-wire. In just a second, we'll continue with more insight into the big picture of China's economy.